Good afternoon. Welcome to the ribbon cutting for the HCISD Project Center, aka the Ag Farm. We would like to start by giving a special thank you to all of the HCISD board members, our hopefully soon-to-be superintendent, Mr. Art Cavazos, and his staff, including Mr. Tapia, Mr. Lee, and many, many more HCISD directors. Maintenance and support staff that assisted us and continue to work to make this one of the best FFA ag facilities in Texas. It is a privilege to have such an amazing facility to keep our animal projects in, and without these people, it would not have been possible. Some outstanding improvements of our new facility include a fly and pest control system to reduce the number of flies and mosquitoes. At our old facility, fly and mosquito populations often outnumbered us 1,000 to 1. In terms of climate control, this facility has 4 22-foot fans that will not only reduce heat stress on animals, but will also improve the overall air quality in the barn. Jasmine, would you like to explain some of the other features of our new facility?
Thank you, Caitlin. This facility has exterior doors we are able to open and close depending on the conditions in order to protect the animals in cold weather, which is a huge improvement compared to the tarps and plywood we nailed up at the old farm, which created very poor quality inside and only minimal protection from the cold. These two improvements by themselves will drastically reduce the number of sick animals each year. We now have concrete floors versus the mud holes we dug out and replaced with sand almost daily at the old farm, which allow for much cleaner pens. The roof here doesn't have holes in it like the old farm, which is nice since when it rains our pens won't fill up with mud. Superior lighting and specialized pen systems ensure both student and animal safety. New locker rooms provide storage and now have actual restrooms for the girls and the boys. Yay! Video surveillance cameras throughout the facility ensure the safety of the students and animals, and of course, so our ag teachers can make sure everyone's properly caring for their animals. Overall, this state-of-the-art project center is a game changer for the FFA students in Harlingen CISD. And on behalf of our ag teacher and all of the FFA members, I would like to thank everyone for making this possible. Thank you. And now we will turn the mic over to Dr. Cavazos. Thank you.
Great job. Let's give him another hand. I went up against this young man. He's a tall one. I had to look up at him. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Boy, we're in the school business. Let's hear it a little louder here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have arrived, haven't we? This is incredible. Let's give everybody a hand today for a great facility. I serve as your interim superintendent. I think one of the students said, hopefully the superintendent, the board is here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I want to say thank you for all of you for coming out today. Let me tell you, there is not a better sound than the animals in our back. All that is a great sound. We have arrived. If you look at the before and after pictures, this would not have been possible without everybody that's sitting here. So give yourselves a round of applause, please. How about that band from the Hawks? Let's give them a hand. And we had the Cardinals out here a little while ago, so let's give them a hand. They did a great job. And so I asked one of the students, tell me a little bit about the animals. They said, whatever you do, don't name them because then you can't part with them. Okay, I won't name them. So let me introduce the board members that are here today and thank them. Let me say that our kids deserve the very best, and this is another example of the very best. We have been doing some ribbon cutting ceremonies throughout the year, and let me tell you, these kids and these families have waited a long time to get a state-of-the-art facility, and they deserve it, and we are only going to be better for it. So thank you for that. With us is our president, Mr. George McShands. Our vice president couldn't be here today, but he sends his congratulatory remarks. Javier De Leon. Mr. Powers, our secretary, is here. Ms. Young is also here with us. Ms. Jerry Fleury. And Dr. Cesar Maldonado couldn't be here, but also sends his regards. Also with us is our senior staff, and these are members of my staff that make everything happen in this district. So let me start with our CFO, or our business officer, who watches every nickel in this district and does an exceptional job. Julio Cavazos. Stand up, Julio. People ask me, is he related to you? If I needed a brother, I'd claim him, but I don't need one. I already have to. No, anyway. All right, so then I also have our Assistant Superintendent for HR, Rosalinda Vargas.
Good evening, everybody.
Our Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Dr. Noyola. Oscar Tapia, our Assistant Superintendent for District Operations. If you find anything that we need to do different, right here, this is a guy you talk to. Also is our Executive Director for School Leadership, Lori Romero. And then my Director of Communications, Shane Strubhart. I thought he was one of the students when I saw him a minute ago. All right. So also, I want to say that all the families that are here, we have some very familiar faces. How many of you were part of the design team? Raise your hand and wave. I see somebody back there. All right, I see our ag teachers. Let's give them a great hand. I'm telling you, they did an exceptional job. And I would be remiss not to recognize our two high school principals, Dr. Rodriguez from Harlingen High School South, Joe, and Imelda Munives from Harlingen High School. I want to thank you for being here today. I want to say that we are going to celebrate the fact that we have a beautiful facility here, and we look for great things to come from our students who are the benefactors of this great facility. I turn it over to our board president to offer his remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Cavazos, and good evening. This is something really to celebrate. This is historical for our district, but more importantly, I just want to share with you that, agriculture in the Rio Grande Valley is a huge economic engine. We know that. And I must say that many of you know that for all those years, I looked at the pictures of the old place. Transformation is not a good word. What do we call this? I don't know. What can you say? We are very proud, the board, on behalf of the board, we're very proud of the fact that we are dedicated in opening the Agricultural Project Center. I want to share with you that when you think of agriculture, people don't really understand the importance of agriculture. It is more than production agriculture. It is more than what you see in terms of equipment that's being operated. It is more than what we sometimes stereotype hard work to be. What it is really, it's about building character. When we think about our students, they have an opportunity to take full responsibility for those animals. I know parents, you're there to support them, but I can tell you when I was growing up, I was involved in the same kind of program. And as a result of that, I learned parliamentary procedure. I learned about chapter conducting. They still do that? They still have chapter conducting? All right. You learn how to become a leader. You learn how to become a great person. The values of this program is something that will change a young person in terms of how they become great citizens and become great leaders. I know that now that we have a state-of-the-art facility, we also have capacity here. We have 70 acres. We have 70 acres. We just didn't build a building here. We have the capacity to make agriculture whatever we want it to be, whether it be an environmental, whether it be in kind of laboratories that we want to do research with, the kind of laboratories in which we can partner with higher education, whether it be with certainly TSTC, the Texas A&M system, which is the agriculture system. No offense to the UT people, they don't do ag. No offense, man. Any T-sippers here? Okay. A&M, they do ag, right? Okay. Greg Powers, my fellow board member, he happened to be a UT guy. That's okay. I'm a product of the A&M system myself. Okay? Just want you to know that. But I really take a great deal of pride, we do, in being able to be here to celebrate with you. All of you coming here today means a great deal to us. I have a degree in agriculture education, so I might be able to pinch hit in the theory room. I'm not real good with the practical applications. I've been out of it for about 40-something years, right? But I do hold a degree in agriculture education. You all didn't know that, did you? I really do. I can really talk a little bit about this stuff. I know a little bit about it, believe it or not. Take me up on it, well, teachers, only in the theory part. I'm not real good at, you know, the doing the other kind of stuff, you know. And Mrs. Fleurier, I know you're there. Miss Fleurier is here, and you know, she's dressed. I'm sure she's dressed appropriately for this occasion. Oh, Mrs. Fleurier, she's here. Isn't that wonderful? I tell you, I mean, that's great. But last thing I want to say is this. We talk a lot about in agriculture. You know, we talk about, it's really, agriculture is a lot of science. It's a lot of mathematics. It's really a very important part of what we do with the new House Bill 5 that came in, that's in place now. That agriculture teachers, those courses are going to be part of the advanced courses that count toward a distinguished diploma. When you think about agriculture, you're talking about you're talking about physiology as far as animals. You're talking about physiology as far as plants. You're talking about a lot of critical thinking and problem solving. When you're talking about agronomy and you're talking about entomology and microbiology and all those things, they do that here. All those things they do. You know, it's not much different between a veterinarian and a medical doctor. The only thing is that they're dealing with you know, the systems are very similar in that regard. So this is something that we are very proud of. And I think that the students who are here, the kind of leadership skills you get is unprecedented. And the responsibility you're going to learn is taking care of your animals, whether it be plants, animals, what have you, is going to be really great. So really, really proud of you. Thank all of you for coming here. I see grandparents here. We tried to get this thing done early. I know many of you said you should have done this when my kids were in school, but we appreciate your support in coming out. Again, we want to thank you all and the teachers that are here, Mr. and Mrs. Stevenson, and there's a Miss Throckmorton, is that right, somewhere? Right, okay. And there's a Mr. Cash someplace, right? Let's give them a big round of applause.
This is extremely exciting. This is a really state-of-the-art facility that's an extremely big privilege to have. Well, working with the animals, it'll be a lot easier in terms of keeping them healthy with the climate in here, and the pens will stay a lot cleaner in the new facility. I think that this facility will help me learn responsibility, and it'll help me learn to value things, because going from such an old facility to this is a huge improvement.
This facility is definitely going to be a big improvement over our last one. Our last one was, for lack of better words, a little rundown. It was still a nice piece of land, but this is incredible. We have very, very sanitary conditions here. We have a separate medicated system for watering. In case disease breaks out, we can automatically just saturate the whole area and get rid of the disease right then and there. We have a practice show ring even, so students can just come, bring their animal out, they can take turns, and they have a nice spacious area that is it's identical to what a regular show ring would be. The consistency of the dirt, the size of the ring, the type of fence that they use. So it really does help the students familiarize their animals with what to expect at competition. They don't have to worry about mosquitoes or flies. We have a very nice insect pest control system. Everybody always says that there's a big rivalry between Harlingen and Harlingen South, and there kind of is. When it comes down to it, when we're in here, we're one big family because we are all FFA members. So when we're in here, if we need help, it doesn't matter who's next to us. I mean, they'll gladly offer help just as we would them. Whenever we're in here, like I said, we're one big family. We're all friends. So if anybody needs help, everybody is here to help them. Colleges and universities, they have very nice ag facilities, especially the Texas A&M system. And this very closely models what the Texas A&M system does currently have. So having this new facility, it's very nice. It's definitely going to spark an interest in students. It's already sparked an interest in some of the members of my officer team, and they want to pursue agricultural education, agricultural engineering, and agriculture architecture. And it's very inspiring to have this new facility. It's just very nice.
This is enormous. We have been waiting for years. I mean, beyond the time that we spent on the committee getting this together. And I can tell you, since school started and they got the idea that, yes, this year we're moving in, it's been, when are we going? When are we going? When are we going? So we finally get in, and they were just thrilled to death. And it's so much easier for them to keep the pens clean, to keep the animals clean, so they're not going to be getting sick. It's just, it means the world to them to have this. Especially the kids that were at the old farm versus now at the new facility. They're going to be able to see the difference in the quality of the animal just in its health. So they're not going to have to worry about, oh my goodness, my pig made this mud hole over here. Is it going to get some disease from wallowing in the dirt over there? Now they can just focus on working with that animal, getting it socialized and show ready. And this is the type of environment that the animals will be at the show. So this is going to get the animals accustomed to this type of environment. So it's going to be lower stress, therefore lower stress on the kids, and it's just be great all the way around. This is going to get them hopefully more involved and geared towards an agricultural degree.
This facility is going to provide an atmosphere for the students that's not only safe for the students, but safe for the animals. Previously, we were in a facility that was built by students in high school back when I was in high school, and there were many obstacles for the students to overcome. This facility is going to provide good lighting, good air quality, clean water supply, a much more sanitary environment with restrooms and facilities. We have security cameras to protect both the kids and the animals, with coded access passes for the students and parents to get in and out. So it's going to create just a great learning environment for the students. This facility creates an opportunity for the students to learn real-life responsibility issues. They have to be here on time. They have to care for their animals on a daily basis. There's set scheduled cleaning times. So the students learn just a bunch about being responsible, being on time, and being accountable for what they're responsible for. This facility can house a total of 135 animals. We have 10 large animal pens for cattle. We've got 5 poultry pens for chickens and turkeys, and then we've got 120 multi-purpose pens for lambs, goats, and pigs. At this time, we've got about 30 animals in the barn, and projected with the animals that'll be coming in before validation date, we'll be up around 100. This facility has a medicated watering system. It has climate control through fans and closable doors, and not to mention that it's all concrete floor, so we can sanitize and clean as needed, and it's just a great environment for the students. Since the facility opened, more students have expressed interest, especially our inner city students that don't live on a farm or don't live in a rural environment. They now have a place where they can house their animals, and so that's a great opportunity for a lot of kids we weren't able to serve before. Hopefully, long term, that this facility is not large enough for how big we can grow our both FFAs at both campuses.